Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Battle Axe. I'm Joey Danya here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, for another edition of this WATL Winter League action. This is week number 3 of a 7-week season, and it all leads up to a double elimination postseason tournament. If you're new to the program, we'll explain how everything works. We're going to explain the new rules as well, put in place this year by the WATL. For more on that, here's Eric Schizzle.
All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Bustin Axe. For 2021 season of league, we made some changes to our boards. We've made things a little more difficult for our players and myself. We've shrunken the bullseye. We've made it equal size to our kill shot, so now it's a bit harder to score that 6 points. But we've also added the ring here to equal 5. So now we have a 6-point, 5-point, 4, 3, 2, 1 score to the rings. So as you'll see where our axe lies, we've got wood on both sides. It's broken the line, and that will equal your 5-point score. But you must get closer and break that red to earn your bullseye for 6 points. The other option we've given the players is now a live option for the kill shots at any throw. They get 2 choices on any throw to pick that kill shot and go for that 8-point score. So no longer do you have to wait for your 5th or your 10th throw. You can throw them live whenever you would like. Also, a little added difference to this, at any point during a throw, you have a drop with your axe. You also get a 3rd attempt to go for that kill shot to make up those drop points. So guys, we've made some changes to the board. We made the game a little more difficult, and it's going to be a lot of fun in 2021. So thanks for joining us. We'll get back to the action.
Thank you very much, Eric. We are looking forward to this action here in week number 3, but before we get things underway, here's a look at our standings. After 2 weeks, it's Matt Bradshaw atop the leaderboard. No surprise there. The Magic Man, a perfect 8-0 on the season. The defending champion averaging nearly 52 points per game. He's followed by Casey Nines, Chris D'Onofrio, Eric Schizzle, Casey Buell, Brandon Feenstra, Cody Brimmeyer, and Hannah Perkey. For more on how the season has gone thus far, we'll throw it down to the points leader.
League season's going great. I think we have a bunch of people that are all bunched up as far as talent, so every shot becomes imperative to be the best one you can get. So it's going to come down to the wire for the tournament, no doubt.
Thank you very much, Matt. Best of luck the rest of the way this season. Now for more on how she gets ready for a match of Battle Axe, we'll throw it down to Heather the Hatchet Gall.
You just kind of need to get in the groove of it. It's weird for me, but almost like the less I try, the better I get, because I'm very need to get bullseye, and if I try so hard, it just doesn't go well.
Sometimes you just have to let the bullseyes come to you. We are set to go here on week number 3 of Battle Axe. We've got a good one coming up in our opening matchup. It's the defending champ, Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, going head-to-head with Heather the Hatchet Gall.
All right, touch
Gall
tips, throw.
And Bradshaw. Touch tips for good sportsmanship. We're set to go, Bobby the Blade.
Absolutely. Should be a good matchup again. Heather had a great run in the Week 8 tournament, so she's very familiar with Matt the Magic Man.
Absolutely, and the Magic Man opens up with a bullseye. Heather Gall throws a 4, and as is tradition, Matt Bradshaw has some magical pants on today.
Absolutely. We're hoping to investigate as the league goes on where he finds these pants.
Perhaps at Barney's.
Matt 5,
He's
Heather
got
4.
pineapples on today, and he throws a 5 there on his second throw. It's another 4 for Heather Gall. Matt Bradshaw leads this one 11-8.
Absolutely. And for people, that are just tuning in, maybe they haven't seen the league or anything before, you look at 8-0 Matt Bradshaw versus 4-4 Heather Gall, and you think, oh, Matt's going to run away with this thing. But it's all about those points.
Absolutely. Every point is crucial to determining the postseason schedule. And Matt Bradshaw now maintains his 3-point advantage with a 4 to Heather Gall's 4 as well.
Absolutely. And as you remember last year in the Week 8 tournament, Heather was the first one that started waiting out Matt Bradshaw. So Matt notoriously throws second, and Heather got into a little bit of a standoff with him, saying, I'm not going to throw first. I'm going to let you throw first.
Yeah, so much of this is a mental game, and Heather the Hatchet she'll play that mental game with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see as these throws get more and more crucial if she starts to implement that a little bit
5-3.
to try to get into the Magic Man's head.
She might have to get into the Magic
All right,
Man's
guys, at
head
the
to
end of
get
5
back in
throws,
this
we're
one
at
because
Heather with 18,
Bradshaw now
Matt
has an
Bradshaw
8-point
26.
advantage, and we're halfway home.
Yeah.
All right, guys, lanes are open.
As we saw
Let's go.
in the week 1 action with Matt, getting used to that board is definitely going to be something that all these players are going to have to get used to. But
4-6.
Yeah, and getting used to these new rules, it's so much harder to throw that bullseye. But Bradshaw lands his third of the round there to extend his lead to double digits.
last year we saw a number of consistent bullseyes. Matt himself had a number of perfect games. But this year with the bullseye being shrunk, it seems like it's playing into players' heads a little bit.
Matt, 4. Heather,
Yeah,
5.
often at times last season it just seemed too easy for Matt Bradshaw.
Correct,
We,
yeah.
of course, who could forget that perfect game? He threw 10 bullseyes, but the bullseye much tougher to come by here in season number 2.
Oh,
Ooh,
just a devastating drop there.
nothing more heartbreaking than that.
Definitely not what Heather
Matt,
was
5.
looking
Heather
for.
drop.
Yeah, you just can't make any mistakes against the Magic Man, and that is just a devastating
Jake throws.
fall
Still
there
have 2
for
kill
Heather
shots
Gall.
left for both of you if you'd like
This
to
one all
opt
but
for
over
one.
now. Matt Bradshaw leading
Looking at
41 to
41 for Matt,
27 with
27 for
just 2
Heather.
throws to go. Heather Gall's going to have to dig deep and finish strong and just get some points on the board. Another fall, another drop there for Heather Gall.
And you can see the disappointment.
5 drop.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours,
Right.
and Heather Gall is
10 throw, 46.
clearly
Matt,
not
27,
herself right
Heather.
now.
Well, and Heather realizes the situation that she's in. She's going to take the loss in this game, but she wanted those points, though, for the overall standings.
And she misses the board once again.
Ooh.
Something is not
6,
right
Matt,
with Heather
0 for
Gall.
Heather.
Meanwhile,
52,
Matt
27,
Bradshaw
nice shooting,
locked
guys.
in. He finishes with a bullseye for a
Nice.
round of 52. So no surprise, Matt Bradshaw, another win, his 9th of the year, 52 to 27 over Heather Gall, Bobby.
Absolutely. And the score of this game is going to be a little deceiving because, again, it was much closer than that 52 to 27. Those drops on 8 and 9 really hurt Heather. And just something you can't do in any game you play, let alone when you're going up against the Magic Man.
Yeah, that hatchet, just getting away from Heather the hatchet, that's not what we're used to seeing from her. Meanwhile, the Magic Man, magic as always, he wins 52-27. We've got much more Battle Axe coming up here on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe. I'm Joey Danya, as always, at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, here in this WATL Winter League action. It's week number 3 of a 7-week season leading up to a double elimination postseason tournament. Week number 3 begins with our defending champion, Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, cruising to victory over Heather the Hatchet Gall, 52 to 27. We are just getting started here on week 3. We are set to go here for our next matchup here on Battle Axe. Casey Laser Wolf Nines is going to take on a newcomer to this league, Cody Brimmeyer. So Brimmeyer and
Touch
Laser
tips,
Wolf
let's roll.
touch tips, and we're set to go here, Bobby.
Absolutely. You see both coming in at 6 and 2. So Cody, although we haven't seen him on the show yet, he's been
Casey,
pretty
5,
impressive
Cody.
so far.
Yeah, off to a
4.
very nice start. And he's
5.
off to a nice start in this one as
All right,
well.
5,
A
5.
5 for Brimmeyer and a 5 for Laser Wolf.
Absolutely. And it's one of these things is going to be a reoccurring theme for all these newcomers in the league. Maybe they don't know who they're playing yet.
And maybe that's a good thing. You know,
Right.
if you went up knowing the reputation
Cody,
of
6,
Casey Nines, it
Casey,
could be
4.
a little intimidating. But
Correct.
Cody Brimmeyer certainly doesn't look intimidated one bit. He lands a bullseye, and he's got a 2-point lead over Casey Nines.
Absolutely. Sometimes, coming in fresh can be a good thing.
Sometimes ignorance is
Casey,
bliss.
6.
I didn't
Cody,
want to put it
4.
that way, but that's the way to put it.
So Casey Nines responds with a bullseye of his own, and we're all tied up at 15.
And Laser Wolf will let you know he's a big dog on this block, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of bark in Laser Wolf. That's
Cody,
for sure.
5. Casey, 6.
So, again, Casey Can he be the first one to put together a unicorn here on Battle Axe?
Yeah, a unicorn, of course. 3 straight bullseyes, and the wolf has a shot at a unicorn. And he just
Cody,
misses the
5.
mark. It's a
Casey,
4 for
4.
nines, a 5 for
All right, guys
Brimeyer.
are tied,
How about this? We're all
25-25.
tied
Grab your
up
axes and switch
after
sides.
5 throws.
Yep, absolutely. All knotted up here going into the turn, 25-25.
Lanes are open. You're all set to go.
We've seen some tremendous action here thus far in season number 2 on Battle
Close, you
Axe.
got it.
And that's
Cody
going to
with
be
5.
pretty close. It's about, reminds me of a throw Hannah had last week. It was just almost a bullseye.
Casey, 5. Come look
Casey
at this.
Nines can't believe
Come
it.
look. All right.
Yeah, he can't believe it either. Both players getting very
Right
close
here,
to a bullseye.
and
You
then
can
look
see
look
Cody
right
is going to
here.
check and make sure Eric got
Left
the
side, not
call
even
right.
off.
Yeah, from our perspective, you can't even
Yeah.
tell. You've got to get in close and make sure that red is on both sides of the blade. And for Casey Nines, that was not the case.
Absolutely.
Casey, 5. Casey, 4.
So a 4
Cody.
for Casey Nines, and this one is close to being a 5
4.
for Cody Brimeyer, but it's also a 4. And that's a break that Casey Nines could use. It keeps this one tied at 34.
Absolutely. So we've seen some really close throws from both players. So
All right,
There's
Casey,
a great
6.
throw from
Cody,
Casey
4.
Nines. It's a bullseye, his 3rd of the match.
absolutely. And this is where we've seen Casey Nines really kind of run away with the match before. He's so good smelling that blood in the water and putting in that dagger.
Yeah, if his name already
Cody,
wasn't
4.
Casey
Casey,
Laser Wolf, we
6.
could call him Casey the Closer because this
Correct.
guy knows how to finish a match.
He does know how to finish the match, as proven right there by
All right,
the
guys,
ninth
this is
throw.
10th shot.
Back-to-back sixes. Again, another setup
Casey,
for
you're
a
at
unicorn.
46.
Yeah, we'll see if he can
Cody, you're
finish this one with a
42.
unicorn to clinch victory. And he does.
Right, so we
That
got
certainly
Casey
looks
with
like it's a
6,
unicorn. It is.
52.
It is.
Cody, that
Casey
is a
Laser
5.
Wolf with our first unicorn on Battle Axe season number 2.
Correction.
And it's a
4.
4 for Cody Brimeyer.
Nice shooting,
So
guys.
Casey
takes the win
Laser
with
Wolf
52.
with another victory, 52-46.
Cody, 46.
What a finish there from Casey Laser Wolf Nines, a unicorn, to lock this one up, Bobby.
Absolutely, and Cody had a really great game going in there into the 8th throw, but then you can just see again, Casey, we were talking about it during the match, just knows when to close out a game, knows when to attack.
Yeah, he knows exactly what to do in moments like these, and he comes out victorious for the 7th time this season. Cody Brimeyer, certainly a competitor to be reckoned with.
Absolutely, someone we should definitely be keeping an eye on throughout the rest of this league.
All right, now for her goals on the season, here's Gina Feenstra.
Yeah, always looking to improve, of course. I think I'm getting a little bit better week after week. I at least hope so. I know I've been trying to practice the kill shots a little more because there's been a whole lot of sudden death this season, especially with that smaller bullseye.
Thank you, Gina. Best of luck the rest of the way this season. And here in week number 3, we are set to go for our next matchup here on Battle Axe. And it's going to be Brandon Feenstra taking on his wife, Gina Feenstra. Let's get it on.
Dodge tips. We'll start the game.
Bobby, you know what they say? The couple that throws axes together stays together.
That is what they say, so we are going to see a good matchup here between Brandon and Gina.
4 and 3
So
for
a
Gina.
4 for Brandon Feenstra, a 3 for Gina.
Absolutely, we know both players very competitive, so we're really looking forward to this matchup. Should be a close one.
Yeah, now Gina was in the league in the fall in season number 1,
3
and
and 4.
perhaps after seeing Gina playing, Brandon just couldn't wait to join himself.
I actually had a chance to catch up with Gina and Brandon beforehand, and they were saying that Gina just had so much fun that Brandon had to come along. So
Right.
So a nice
6 for
bullseye
Gina
there
and
for Gina.
4 for Brandon.
and she's going to be taking a 13-11 lead.
Yeah, maybe Brandon's not having much fun now.
Right, he's getting a closer look at that throw there, but Eric, the scope, did get it right there with a 4.
There's many reasons why they call him the scope.
Right, 4 for Gina. Sorry, Brandon.
The scope's going to have to get in once again for a closer look. It's a 3 for Brandon, a 4 for Gina. So Gina Feenstra leading Brandon Feenstra by 3.
Absolutely. So we'll see here if Gina can keep her foot on the gas pedal and keep expanding that lead. Ooh, but a good throw there by Brandon.
Right, 5 for Gina.
Great throw from Gina as well. It's a 5.
6 for Brandon.
And it's
Nice
a
shot.
bullseye for Brandon Feenstra,
All right,
so he
we're
closes
at
the
22
gap.
for Gina and 20
It's a
for Brandon.
2-point
Grab your
lead
axes
for
and
Gina
switch
Feenstra
sides.
after 5 throws. They'll switch sides and get set to go for the second half.
Lanes are open. You're set
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
This battle.
Yeah, Brandon with a really nice response there on the 5th throw to cut that lead to 2 for Gina. And a slight hesitation there in
4
Gina's
and 3.
throw. I wonder if that affected her throw there.
Yeah, that's a 3 for Gina Feenstra, and just like that, it's a 1-point game.
So absolutely, every player has a routine that they go through, and developing that routine and getting it
4.
consistent is really important for every player. So
Absolutely, and they're going to have to be focused in here on the last 3 throws because this is a nail-biter. It's Gina Feenstra leading 29-28.
oh, and there's a great throw by Brandon
6
and a nice throw there by
4.
Gina,
Nice
but
shot.
I think that's a bullseye there for Brandon.
Yeah, that would be his second bullseye of the match.
Gina's
And if it is, it
certainly
couldn't
will.
come at a better time.
Can actually
Eric
see
the
what we're
Scope
talking about
going to
from
have
here.
to
No,
move
you're
in to
right
get
there.
a
You're
closer
absolutely
look.
Right, yes. Plenty good enough. That'll do.
Yep, so initially it was
That's
called a
5.
4, but getting in there, you
call.
can see the
Good call.
exposed wood on the right-hand side of that
Kind of
blade,
stuff you
so
gotta challenge.
it
Don't
made
let
it a
that
5.
walk away.
That's
the
crucial.
point.
That keeps Gina
makes the game
Feenstra
tied.
tied with her husband Brandon here.
Oh, but Brandon not taking
Right,
his foot
4
off the
and
pedal.
6.
Brandon Feenstra with ice in his
Right,
veins
10th
right
throw
now.
at
A
38
couple
for
of
Gina and
bullseyes
40
to
for
take
Brandon.
the lead, 40-38
Snuck
over
past you on
Gina
that last couple
Feenstra.
shots.
Brandon can clinch this one with a unicorn.
You think we can see back-to-back unicorns in this one? Whew.
We will not. That would have been something special,
4
but
and 4.
instead
That
it's a
means
couple
Brandon
of
takes the win at
4s,
44, Gina
and
42.
Brandon Feenstra
Nice
is going to
shoot,
get
yes.
the win. 44-42, the final.
Right.
So Brandon Feenstra gets the win, 44-42. Bobby, obviously, these competitors want to win every matchup, but when you're going up against your wife, it probably means just a little more.
Yeah, there's definitely some comfort level there, but you also want to have the same approach no matter who your opponent is. So a really nice job from Brandon for coming from behind and then maintaining the lead in the second half there. And then just really hats off to Gina Feenstra. Really nice score there, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season for her as well.
Yeah, what a nice finish there from Brandon Feenstra. For more on what it was like going up against his wife, we'll throw it down to Brandon right now.
It's fun. This is our date night or whatever, or in this case, the evening. But yeah, it sort of guarantees us some time together, and competition between spouses is fun.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Best of luck to you and Gina the rest of the way this season. We are looking forward to much more action coming up here on MC22. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Battle Axe. I'm Joey Dania here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa for this Winter League action in the WATL. It's week number 3, and it's been a good one thus far. We saw our points leader, Matt Bradshaw, cruise to victory over Heather Gall. We saw Casey Nines win a good one against Cody Brimmeyer, and we just saw Brandon Feenstra defeat his wife, Gina Feenstra, in a very tight one, 44-42. We are set to go here for our next matchup here on Battle Axe, and it's going to be another matchup featuring husband against wife. It's going to be Heather, the Hatchet Gall, taking on her husband, Kyle Gall. We're set to go here in week
Okay,
3.
guys, touch tips.
The Galls will touch tips for
Sportsmanship.
good sportsmanship, and we're ready to go, Bobby.
Absolutely. So on just
Drop
a
for
devastating
Heather,
start again
3
here
for
for
Kyle.
Heather. Coming off the last game, we saw she had 2 drops and then 1 0. So definitely not the start she was looking for.
Yeah, that's 4 consecutive zeros for Heather Gall. We'll see if Heather the Hatchet can rebound here and get right back in this one.
4 for Kyle.
Something
Drop
just
for
is
Heather.
not right with Heather the Hatchet right now. It's another drop, and Kyle Gall has a 7-0 lead.
Absolutely. So this is a good mental test here for Heather. We can see if she can get back in this game. Just get some points on the board.
And she does. A nice throw there from Heather Gall.
Initially called a 5 here. Eric's going to get in there and take a look.
Oh, it rolled back. Okay, 4 for Heather, 3 for Kyle.
Also, a little bit of that blade can roll back there and then not be exposed on either side. So
Yeah, you know, they say football's a game of inches. This sometimes can be a game of centimeters.
right.
Maggie.
So again, Heather getting points on the board. Kyle with some nice consistent
4
throws.
for Heather, 3 for Kyle.
But still, there's room to come back in this game. It's still early.
Yeah, we've seen much bigger deficits be overcome before, and Heather Gall is hanging around. She's starting to get into a rhythm now, a couple of 4s on her last 2 throws.
Correct. And really nice throw
6
there
for
by
Kyle,
Kyle.
4 for Heather. You guys
He
go ahead
seems
and
to be
grab your
locked
axes
in
and
to a nice
switch
smooth
sides.
throw there. Good rhythm.
Yeah, his first bullseye of the match, and he now has a 7-point advantage heading into the second half of this one.
Clink. Let's roll.
So they'll switch sides, and we're set to go here for throw number 6.
Right. You got 4 and a 4.
And it's a couple of 4s for the Gulls. Kyle leads over Heather 23-15.
3.
It looks like Heather's got to
and 4.
correct
Okay.
Eric there a little bit. There was a 3 instead of a 4.
You know, they say honesty goes
3
a
and
long
3.
way, and Heather Gall,
Well, absolutely. These players are highly competitive, but they are very honest. So
nobody wants to cheat. You
no
know,
one wants
you
it
want
the
to
bad
earn
way.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
5.
Another nice throw. We're seeing a really good game here out of Kyle Gall here. Some really nice throws. Some smooth, really good rhythm to his setup and approach.
Yeah, he's certainly getting into a rhythm here. A 5 for Kyle Gall. He's closing
3,
in on the
4.
win over his wife, Heather Gall.
Absolutely. So you see with some of the great players in this league, they develop a routine, and they really want to maintain that routine, and that's what they're kind of, if they get into a situation like Heather had where they're kind of out of sync, they want to be able to get back into it, have a reset
3,
button, if you will.
4. That'll end
That's
it,
going to do it.
38-27.
Kyle Gall
Kyle,
is
nice
the
shot,
victor,
guys.
38-30 over his wife, Heather. So Kyle Gall coming out on top, 38-30. Those zeros just too much to overcome on her first couple of throws, Bobby.
Absolutely. Those really were the difference in the game. I mean, even if you put any kind of points on the board, it puts pressure on Kyle to, maintain that consistency that he did show throughout that match. So,
But Heather Gall certainly getting into her rhythm after those couple of zeros. That's got to build her confidence as she gets set to go later on here in week number 3. Kyle Gall picks up his 3rd win of the season. To no surprise, Matt Bradshaw is the points leader. Here's the defending champ on what it's like to have a target on his back every week.
Any given week, anybody can beat anybody. So there's a lot of good players out there. There's some good up-and-comers. So again, it could be anybody against anybody, any given week, any given shot. So you just try and do the best you can, and you can't worry about who's in the next lane next to you. Try not to anyway. What it does, when you see the players that you're up against in the standings, your heart does seem to race just a little bit faster, and you need to start slowing things down a little bit.
Inside the mind of a magic man. Thank you, Matt Bradshaw. Now we're going to throw it down to Matt's competitor here in week 3, a man who is very competitive in his own right.
Everything I do, it's either video games or at work or, like I said, beanbags, axe throwing. I'm just very competitive. I don't like losing.
So Cody Brimmeyer, a newcomer to this league, but he is oozing with confidence here as he gets set for a huge matchup here in week 3. Cody Brimmeyer is going to go head-to-head with the Magic Man himself, Matt Bradshaw, taking on Cody Brimmeyer. We're looking forward to this one. These two will touch
All right,
tips,
touch tips. When you
and
guys
we are
ready,
set to
let's
go.
roll.
Brimmeyer versus Bradshaw.
yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. And Cody he's showing the kind of confidence that we really like to see. You really want to get in there when you're playing someone like Matt, and you got to show him you're not scared.
Yeah, he's instantly proving that
Cody,
he
that's gonna be a
belongs here
6,
on
Matt.
this stage.
We roll up
And what a
into-
start. It's nearly a bullseye for Brimmeyer, and it's awfully close for Bradshaw as well.
And I think I could see it from that shot right there. Brimmeyer's got a
5.
bullseye there.
It is a bullseye for Cody Brimmeyer, and it's a 5 for Matt Bradshaw. So Brimmeyer takes the early lead.
So again, it's all in the momentum of the game here. So if you can get off to a good start against Matt, and you can maintain, it's a lot easier than trying to catch up.
Absolutely. Put a little pressure on him, maybe get Bradshaw out of his rhythm.
5, 6, Matt 6.
And Brimmeyer is dialed in right now.
Get a closer look.
Back-to-back bullseyes and a shot at a unicorn. Bradshaw throws a bullseye of his own to keep it a 1-point game.
Absolutely. If there's anybody in this league, though, that is calm and cool under the pressure, it is Matt, the Magic Man.
I think we have our first unicorn here on season number 2. That is absolutely
6.
a unicorn. Cody Brimmeyer.
With a nice unicorn there, maintaining that 1-point lead. Again, Matt Bradshaw, though, he's right behind him.
Absolutely, but Brimmeyer says, I've got some magic of my own, Magic Man.
Absolutely.
And that one is the first throw to get away from Brimmeyer a little bit. It's
A little bit of
might
an
be a
over-rotation there.
And
That's
3,
what
6 and
we're
3.
seeing. A little aggressive.
And Matt followed by
very
another
aggressive,
unicorn. There we
and
go, guys. Way to play.
just
Way to
like
play. We're on the
that,
fifth
Matt
shot. Cody,
Bradshaw
you're
has a
21, Matt,
unicorn
you're
of his
23.
own, and he takes the lead 23-21.
And so we go back, we've been talking about it all season long. The point difference that can happen in a single throw is so important. So the bigger you can make that lead, the little easier it is to
Cody,
go to
that's
the
a
finish line.
5.
Absolutely. Brimmeyer answers
Matt,
right
also
back.
5. Grab your axes
It's
and
a
switch
5,
sides.
and it's a 5 for Bradshaw as well. So he's got a 2-point lead after the first half of this one.
Absolutely. A really nice first half there by Cody Brimmeyer, and a nice rebound there from Matt.
Yeah, a great start to this one from both competitors, and it should be an absolutely thrilling finish.
Ooh.
Right, Cody, that's a 4. Matt, that looks a little low. That's going to be a 4
So a
as
couple
well.
of 4s there, Bobby.
Absolutely. Matt not taking advantage of the 4 that Cody threw. So we'll see how that plays out through the rest of the match. But again, you can see both competitors really starting to concentrate, really starting to focus.
Yeah, just 4 throws to go now. It is crunch time.
Just an excellent throw there by Cody. And again, as we talked about in his match with Heather,
Right,
Matt
Cody,
Bradshaw
that's a
likes to
6.
wait for the other player to throw to maintain that rhythm that he's in.
Yeah, that's a 4.
And it's a rhythm that has served him well. But
And with that,
he's
we're
going to
tied.
have to finish
7th
strong
throw.
here because he's in a tied game with Cody Brimmeyer, this newcomer, going
Excuse me,
toe-to-toe
8th throw.
with the defending champion.
Absolutely. You just see the look in Cody. He's not phased at all that he's going up against the Magic Man.
Right, Cody, 4.
So there's a throw that Cody Brimmeyer would like to get back. It's a
Also
4, but Matt Bradshaw cannot take advantage. It's a 4 for Bradshaw as
Tied on
well,
the
and
ninth,
we're
40
tied
to
at
40.
40
You guys
with
still have 2
just
kill
2
shots left?
throws to go. What a matchup.
Absolutely. And I'm starting to wonder if it's a little bit of the new board coming into play here, if that's kind of trying to be too precise with the throws.
Yeah, it's certainly just so tough to get that bullseye this time around, and
Nice, very nice. That looks like a
it
6
looks
for
like
Matt
Matt
and a
Bradshaw
6
got
for
one to
Cody.
land there, and what a time for it. Brimmeyer with a
10th
bullseye
row.
as well.
46
Absolutely.
to 46.
This match just keeps getting better.
Coming down to the last throw here. I mean, this is a great position for Cody to be in. And again, we'll see how Matt handles the pressure here.
You couldn't have scripted this one out any better. What a throw there for Brimmeyer. It's awfully close to a bullseye, and it might just be.
Oh, but Magic Man not to be outdone here.
Matt the
6
Magic
points.
Man
Cody,
Ice in
with
his
a
veins.
no
Sudden
doubter
death,
for
guys.
a bullseye, but
Yes.
it is a bullseye for Brimmeyer as
Cody's
well.
best
And
game.
this one's heading to
52.
sudden death,
Nice
Bobby.
shooting, guys.
Excellent.
There
So
we
the last
go.
time we
That's what
saw
wanna
Matt
see.
Bradshaw in sudden death was in the finals, and he nailed that kill shot. So let's see how Cody Brimmeyer can handle the sudden death.
Yeah, the biggest throw of his life.
Oh, and a good throw there, too. That's about as...
Oh, nice shooting, Matt. Takes that
What
game.
a throw
Wow.
from
Over here.
Matt Bradshaw. The Magic Man delivers once again. This was an absolute thriller, and Matt Bradshaw comes out on top in sudden death. Well, Bobby, earlier we heard Matt Bradshaw talk about in any given week you can lose, and he just got all he could handle and then some from Cody Brimmeyer.
Absolutely, and that is the beauty of this league. It is any given week, any given match. You never know what's going to happen. Anyone, and some people can surprise you. So Cody Brimmeyer with a great match there. Unicorn to start off the game. Followed up with 2 6s when he needed it to keep the game tied. And just an outstanding performance.
Yeah, and what a throw by Matt Bradshaw. We saw this earlier, just how good he is at that kill shot. He nailed it once again. We've got much more Battle Axe coming up here on week number 3 on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe. I'm Joey Danya here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa. It is week 3 of this Winter League action in the WATL, and this week has been an absolute thriller. We just saw a matchup for the ages. Matt Bradshaw and Cody Brimmeyer went to sudden death, and Bradshaw nailed the kill shot to come out victorious for the 10th time this season. We've got much more still to come here in week 3, and a matchup we're looking forward to. We're set to go right now here on Battle Axe. It's going to be Kyle Gall going head-to-head with Brandon Feenstra. They'll touch tips and get set to go, Bobby.
Absolutely. This is the battle of the husband victors. So earlier we saw each play their spouse, and
4-4.
we'll see who comes out on top of this one.
Yeah, Brandon Feenstra getting the victory over his wife, Gina Feenstra, earlier, and then Kyle Gall defeating his wife, Heather Gall.
Absolutely. This is a matchup
4-4.
between two really consistent players, as we've come to find out.
Yeah, and thus far, consistency has been the name of the game. Couple of 4s for both of these competitors to put them in an 8-8 tie after 2 throws.
Well, and as we've seen kind of already with a little bit of Heather's drops that she had, just putting points on the board
5
is a
for
really
Brandon,
important part of this
and
whole game. It keeps you in the game. It keeps you in the overall standings. So if you're not
5
hitting
for
the bullseye
Kyle.
in 5s all the time,
There you go,
4s will
guys.
really help you through.
Yeah,
Way to keep it tied
absolutely.
up.
It's, obviously you want to get the win every time, but the points is what's most important in terms of getting to that postseason and getting a favorable seed.
Absolutely.
Go. That's going to be 4 for Kyle and 5 for Brandon.
So there we go. We've got Brandon Feenstra taking the lead now after a
throw
couple of
5.
5s. He has
Brandon,
an
you're ahead by 1 at
18-17 advantage.
18-17 for you, Kyle.
Absolutely. We saw Brandon do a nice job against Gina of really, when he gets that lead, building on that lead,
That
keeping
is a 5 for
keeping
Brandon.
that consistent throwing motion going.
3 for Kyle. Go ahead and grab your axes.
It's
and switch
another
sides.
5 for Brandon Feenstra as he builds on that lead like you're talking about, Bobby. He now leads 23-20 over Kyle Gall after the first half of this one.
Lanes are open.
I thought, too, with Kyle and Heather's match, I thought Kyle was really developing a good rhythm.
4 and a
looks like
5.
he's carrying that over to this matchup as well. So
Yeah, he's right into that rhythm here. A 4th consecutive 5. And keep in mind, those 5s back in Season 1, those would all be bullseyes.
Correct,
So
exactly.
he's really in a good rhythm right now.
Right. Brandon, that's 4. Or excuse me. Brandon, that's 5.
Another 5 for Brandon Feenstra, a 4
4
for
for Kyle.
Kyle Gall. So just round by round, Feenstra separating himself from Kyle Gall. He now leads by 6.
Yeah, talk about the model of consistency, Brandon, with 5 consecutive 5s there. So, again.
My mistake.
Oh, and actually, Kyle just made a correction.
Appreciate
Again,
your
honesty
honesty there, Kyle.
winning out here. That 4 is changed to a 3. I'll say it again. We have honest players in this league.
3 and a 4.
Yeah, that's what's best about this league is that these are true competitors. They want to win, but they want to do it the right way. There's a nice throw from Kyle Gall.
4 and a possible 5.
It's
Yes.
a 4.
Go ahead, Kyle. That's 4 for sure.
And it is a
And
4 for
Brandon.
Brandon Feenstra. So it's a 7-point advantage. Will
throw,
Kyle
41
Gall go for a
For
kill
Brandon,
shot, trailing
Kyle
by
is
7
at
here?
34.
I still think we're a
You're
little
down by
early on in the
7.
league for everyone to be going for kill shots, but the amount of sudden death games we have seen, I think you'll be seeing that more and more as the weeks go on.
Shot. Way to finish up. 6 points over here for your bullseye.
So Kyle with a nice throw there to end the
Brandon
game.
takes 4. Brandon takes the win with 45. Kyle
It
with
is
40.
Brandon
Nice shooting,
Feenstra
guys.
getting the victory, 45
Nice
to
shot,
40
nice
over
shot.
Kyle Gall. So another victory here in Week 3 for Brandon Feenstra with a 45 to 40 win over Kyle Gall. Bobby, we talked about it throughout the matchup. Brandon Feenstra, just a model of consistency.
Absolutely, those 5 5s there in the middle of the match there really helped separate him from Kyle Gall. So Brandon goes to 5-5 on the season. But yeah, just a nice score, 45. Anytime you get around that 45 to 50 point margin, that's really good.
Absolutely, and not a single bad throw from Feenstra. Some 4s, but nothing lower than that. And we are set to go here for our final matchup here in week number 3 on Battle Axe. It's going to be Casey Laser Wolf 9s taking on Heather the Hatchet Gall. Gall and 9s. Ready to go, Bobby.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to see here if Heather can put all those matches behind her and give Casey a run for his money.
We'll see if she can finish up week 3 with a positive note. It was a shaky start in her last matchup, but she starts this one nicely with a 4.
Absolutely. Well, we know Heather's one of the most competitive people in this league, so I'd be surprised if she wasn't going to put that behind her and bring her in.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, we know that Casey 9s is going to bring his very best, as he always does. That one is a 5 for Laser Wolf. He takes a 9-8 lead.
Well, you just got to make sure, again, we have honest players, but, never hurts to take an extra look.
Absolutely.
So, Heather with a really nice bullseye.
Casey.
That's the best throw we've seen in a while from Heather Gall. She's getting into a rhythm now. She takes the lead 14-13 over 9s.
Absolutely. We kind of joke a little bit. Heather's hatchet's maybe almost like Thor's hammer. It can come and go as it pleases if it needs to.
5th shot.
Yeah, when you saw those throws earlier, the misses, you wonder sometimes if that giant hatchet just has a mind of its own.
Right. But it's coming back to her as it is one to do.
Right.
Heather is the boss of that hatchet.
Heather 4.
And she's getting into a rhythm here. But Casey
Switch
9s
sides.
in a rhythm of his own. He lands a bullseye to take a
sides.
1-point lead after the first half of this one.
Absolutely.
All right, lanes are open whenever
Still
you're ready.
a nice rebound for Heather here.
Absolutely. This is anybody's game here as we get the
Casey,
second half
4.
underway.
Heather 3.
So it's a 3 for Heather Gall and a 4 for Casey 9s. He's got a 2-point lead with 4 throws to go.
And again, this is what we've been seeing with Casey 9s. Once he gets that lead, it's
tough to come back from
Heather
that.
2.
tough to
Casey,
come back from that.
bullseye.
And again, the hatchet just getting away from Heather there a little bit, and a devastating 2 to Casey 6.
Yeah, I think the pressure of going up against a competitor that is as good as Casey 9s might be getting to her a little bit. She knows she can't make any mistakes here, and things are starting to get away
4,
from Heather Gall
3.
a little bit.
Yep.
So Casey 9s with a 4, a 3 for Heather Gall. It's 9s with a 7-point advantage with just 2 throws to go.
But again, if Heather's going to lose this match, at least, she hasn't had a drop yet. So a really nice
4.
rebound, something to take
On her
into
10th shot,
other
Heather
matches
34.
in other weeks.
Casey
Yeah,
41.
absolutely. She can walk out of here with her head held high tonight and have some positive things to build on heading into week 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Casey 9s
6
with a
and 4.
nice bullseye to end it.
That's just what you'd expect
Casey
from
takes
Laser
a
Wolf.
47,
A
38
bullseye
for Heather.
to
Nice shooting, guys. Way
clinch
to
the
go.
victory. 47-38, 9's the victor. So that's just what you'd expect from Casey Laser Wolf 9's, a bullseye in his final throw here on week 3 to get another victory, his 8th of the season, Bobby.
Absolutely. And this game really just came down to that 6th throw for Heather Gall, just that 3 there. Otherwise, it was really competitive up until that point. And then, as we've been talking about all season long, Casey 9s, once he smells blood in the water, he can take advantage of that.
Yeah, if you give Casey 9s the opportunity to put one away, he'll do it in a hurry. Meanwhile, for Heather Gall, this is something that she can build on for week 4. Certainly, she can walk out of here tonight with her head held high. Let's take a look at the standings after 3 weeks of action. It's the Magic Man, a perfect 12-0. Matt Bradshaw averaging 50.6 points per game. He's followed by Casey 9s, Chris D'Onofrio, Eric Schizzle, Casey Buell, Brandon Feenstra, Gina Feenstra, and Kyle Gall. Now, keep in mind, it is the points that will set the field for the postseason double elimination tournament. So those records, not as important as the points themselves. And Matt Bradshaw, the only man to be averaging more than 50 points per game. We'll see if he can make it back-to-back championships here on this second season of Battle Axe.
Yeah, and one thing to note, everyone wants to have a great win-loss record, and you can see Matt Bradshaw 12-0, really impressive start. But if we go down the list and we're looking at like Brandon Feenstra and Gina Feenstra at 6-6 and 2-10, they're still 6th and 7th overall because of the points that they're putting on the board. So definitely something to remember when looking at the standings.
Yeah, we've got a lot of tremendous competitors here in season number 2, and we're looking forward to week 4 next week here on Battle Axe. That's going to do it here for week 3. For the entire MC22 crew, I'm Joey Dania with my partner Bobby the Blade, signing off from Dubuque.